Ever wondered how our legal system manages civil disputes and what rules it follows? The cornerstone of this process is the Civil Procedure Code. This comprehensive legislation guides us through the labyrinth of civil disputes, from filing a lawsuit to the execution of decrees. It's the rule book that ensures justice, fairness, and efficiency in the resolution of civil disputes. Its importance cannot be overstated in the legal system. To get to the heart of it, we need to delve into the Code of Civil Procedure, or CPC. The Code of Civil Procedure, a comprehensive piece of legislation, comprises two parts. The first part contains the sections, which lay down the general principles of jurisdiction. Think of these as the guidelines that dictate the where and how of legal proceedings. They determine which court has the power to hear a case and the manner in which it should be conducted. The second part consists of the orders. These are the detailed procedures that have to be followed during the course of litigation. From the presentation of the suit to the final judgment, the orders guide every step with meticulous precision. In essence, the sections and orders form a fascinating interplay of principles and procedures. They ensure that justice isn't just served, but served in a manner that is fair, transparent, and consistent. While the sections and orders may seem complex, they're vital to ensuring justice. But why does the CPC matter, you may ask? Well, consider it the backbone of the civil justice system in India. The Code of Civil Procedure, or CPC, plays an incredibly crucial role. It regulates all civil proceedings in the country. Every lawsuit, every civil dispute, it all falls under the purview of the CPC. Think of it as the machinery that enables the enforcement of rights and liabilities. It sets the procedures, the rules, and the methods. It tells us how a civil proceeding should be conducted, how judgments should be made, and how orders should be executed. It's there to ensure that every step taken in the pursuit of justice is orderly, fair, and impartial. So whether it's a matter of property rights, contracts, torts, or family disputes, the CPC is the go-to guide. It's the ultimate handbook for civil law practitioners and judiciary aspirants alike. In essence, the CPC is the guiding light for the fair and impartial resolution of civil disputes. The use and understanding of the Code of Civil Procedure, commonly known as CPC, has been ingrained in legal practices through a multitude of influential judgments. Let's review a number of these groundbreaking judgments that have not only molded its interpretation and application, but also provide essential insight for crafting well-reasoned and legally sound judgments. We begin with the case of Salem Advocate Bar Association versus Union of India. This judgment underscored the Supreme Court's authority to establish rules, affirming that the legislative power granted by the Constitution encompasses the power to create rules. This understanding is crucial in judgment writing, as it highlights the importance of procedural laws and insists that they are not to be treated as secondary to substantive laws. Next, the judgment of Maria Sequeira versus Erasmo Jaque de Sequeira comes into focus. This case laid down the principle of non-interference with the findings of the trial court. It underscored the responsibility of the First Appellate Court to rehear the case and weigh the evidence before arriving at its own conclusion. This principle is vital for judgment writing, as it emphasizes the necessity of an unbiased reassessment of each case. We then turn our attention to the case of Sushil Kumar versus Rakesh Kumar. The Supreme Court, in this case, ruled that decree passed by a court without jurisdiction is null and void. This significant ruling guides judgment writing by helping determine the jurisdictional aspects of the CPC. Lastly, in the case of Iridium India Telecom versus Motorola Incorporated, the power of Indian courts to rule on matters involving foreign parties was spotlighted, thereby widening the territorial jurisdiction of Indian courts. This judgment is critical in understanding the reach and scope of Indian courts, particularly when crafting judgments involving international parties. These judgments, through their interpretation of the CPC, have not only clarified its provisions, but also greatly enriched Indian jurisprudence. Moreover, they serve as preeminent guides for understanding the principles and procedures laid out in the CPC, which is invaluable for the creation of legally sound judgments. Our journey through the Code of Civil Procedure has been nothing short of enlightening. We've navigated the labyrinthine structure of the code, understanding the sections and orders that stand as its foundation. We've probed into its indispensable role in the Indian legal system, where it serves as the cornerstone for civil litigation. A spotlight was then cast on some groundbreaking judgments. These judgments don't just elucidate the code, they mold its practical application. They act as luminous guideposts, assisting judiciary members in their judgment writing. Essentially, the Code of Civil Procedure is comparable to a dynamic tapestry, its threads intertwining to create the laws that mediate civil disputes. It's a living, breathing entity shaped by judicial interpretations and societal shifts. A thorough comprehension of the CPC is not just a prerequisite for judiciary hopefuls, but is instrumental for anyone tasked with the duty of judgment writing. The code's understanding can elevate the quality of your judgments, providing them with solid legal grounding. So, I urge you to delve deeper. Keep expanding your knowledge. Remember, mastering the CPC is tantamount to enhancing your judgment writing skills.